the hell is that noise? Did you know that scene from Terminator where he cuts his arm open and you can see all the things working?
That's what's happening right now. And then over here.
Hey, you can't tell people that.
I can't?
And everyone thinks they can do it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein, and this is Vehicle Virgins. Got all the cars lined up because I'm doing a little photo shoot for some upcoming merchandise, so stay tuned for that. We got the newly wrapped Maybach, the newly wrapped Evo, the 600LT, the 812 Superfast, the Cullinan, and then hiding back there, the Supra. But today is all about the 600LT. As I've mentioned in previous videos, the 600LT suffers from some rattling issues. For whatever reason, Mclaren uses bolts that tend to unscrew themselves from the underpan of the car. So later today, we're gonna take a look up under the vehicle and visit our friends at Avant-Garde Exotics to get this thing fixed. It's got these metal under panels underneath the car for aerodynamics reasons and to button up the underside of the vehicle. But for some reason, because they're both metal, when those screws get loose, they vibrate against each other and make a horrific sound. So definitely gotta fix that. I'm curious, guys, comment below, if you could take one of these cars home today, which one would it be and why? I love all of them for different reasons, seriously, but which one, if you had to pick, only one? If you guys missed the last upload, make sure to check it out. I compared the 600LT to the Huracan Evo, all of the ins and outs, the specs, the driving, the interior, the exterior. Both epic cars, yet both so different at the same time. But before we head to AGX, I gotta give a special shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Watch Gang. This is an epic service, guys. Watch Gang is the world's #1 watch club that delivers brand new watches at up to 70% off retail. Every watch is guaranteed to be worth at least what you pay, and they have weekly giveaways where you could win a Rolex, a Tag Heuer, or a Seiko watch. You choose how often you'd like to receive watches and select a plan. The $49 option gives you stylish watches up to $150. The black tier at $99 gets you watches up to $500 with Japanese, Swiss, and even some automatic movements. The platinum tier at $299 gives you watches up to $1,500 with all incredible automatic movements. Members also get exclusive discounts on the Watch Gang store and access to the Wheel of Watches where you can spin and potentially win a Rolex. So make sure to click the exclusive link in the description below for 15% off. Happy watch shopping, guys. All right, in the Mclaren, let's go. Track mode, always, ESC off, manual. Look at that, guys, nearly 10,000 miles in the Mclaren. It's funny, some days the car decides to rattle a ton and other days not so much. It's kind of in between today, but I'm super excited to get that fixed. It was so hot over the weekend, 113 degrees, maybe even 120 in some spots in LA. Apparently, one of the biggest heat waves of all time. Finally, it's back down to 80. I haven't seen the guys at AGX in a very long time, so I'm excited to hang out and see what they got going on in the shop. Always some cool stuff there. Man, that Prius is looking good. We got Justin here with me today. What the heck is going on with this sky? It looks like fires. Unfortunately, there have been a crazy amount of fires in the LA area recently. It happens now yearly, every August and September, but there's no clouds in the skies. It's just this weird haze. The other day, it actually felt and looked like it was the end of the world. It was this weird brownish color everywhere, and it was 115 degrees. Not a good combo. This car is absurd. The backfires in this car get me every single time. Listen to this. That is loud, dude. I always wonder when I'm driving around what random people think of cars like this backfiring that loud. Especially with flames shooting out. Unique yellow colored Beamer. Pulling up to Avant-Garde Exotics, you got Mark's M3, looks like a nice Huracan Evo, Performante, a ton of cool stuff. All right, here we go. Dude, it has been forever.
What the hell is that noise?
What is what noise?
There's something rattling around in this thing.
I think it's underneath the car, but that's what you, the magician, are here to find out. How many times have you been under a Mclaren fixing the bolts?
Every time.
Every time?
Every time we go under one to change, even just change the oil or service, there's always something missing or falling out of them.
So you're saying this part right here, it just doesn't even fit right.
Yeah. So we're thinking
It's very bendy.
We're thinking that because you can even see like when this is here.
Yeah.
So we're just thinking about a fancy strip to go across. Maybe we'll even make it out of carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber.
Yeah. Did you know that scene from Terminator where he cuts his arm open and you can see all the things working?
That's what's happening right now.
Just kidding.
So the big surprise here is that every bolt is actually in the under tray of the McLaren. I'm actually impressed that they've stayed in.
Yeah.
Except for this guy here. I don't know what's going on there.
If we're complaining though, we can see that that one isn't the original McLaren bolt.
I think you changed that though.
Like I said, that's probably the best bolt that ever existed on McLaren.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at here? What kind of lines are these?
I think we're looking at all of her guts. That's going to be coolant lines, brake lines, lift lines, power steering.
This is air conditioning with the water coming off of it.
So the big surprise is that it's not the under tray rattling.
What's your next guess?
Something in the center console.
Okay.
Something in the contraband department, I think, is in there.
I guess we'll find out.
All right, definitely something coming from under here. Well, that makes it intense. That's nice. All right, well, maybe it is the tray.
You know what it is?
What?
It's those bolts that are wrong. Where are they?
You think?
That's exactly what's wrong.
So apparently the bolts that were inserted here were too long. So the washers were bouncing up and down. This whole thing was loose, despite the fact that they looked tight. We'll see. Look at it vibrate, that's amazing. All right, that is certainly a difference. So you were saying the carbon fiber monocoque means it limits.
You can't just run the long bolts all the way up in there.
Yeah.
You actually have to have the right length ones. I would imagine if we took this down, we'll find the bolts that are in the wrong position.
I wonder if there's bolts inside of there.
Bolts
Probably
inside
not.
of where?
Under the underpan.
Well, we know there's one flopping around in the
That's
back.
true. These are the old ones, these are the new ones. Hopefully that solves the problem. Here we go, taking the back half of the under tray off. Checking some codes.
There, close to the front. God damn, this thing is hot. Put them on those sprays. I don't feel a thing.
All right, that oil doesn't look good, does it?
I don't think it's oil.
So apparently McLarens don't have any indicator for when your oil is low. You have to go through this process, which I'll show you later, to actually check the oil level and quality. It's been a while since I got an oil change, so we're gonna swap out some of the oil because, yeah, it doesn't look good, does it?
No.
All right, taking off the turbo drains, blast off.
You got them all hot.
So it's actually got 4 places where oil comes out. One there, and then over here.
Hey, you can't tell people that.
I can't?
Then everyone thinks they can do it.
Yeah, how are we gonna make any money if we don't get it?
Little look at the McLaren's engine bay with the cover off. That's where you put the oil in. This looks like it's a surface of the moon or something. So because of the top mounted exhaust, initially McLaren was worried that water would get in here and not be able to get back out. So check out down into the exhaust itself, there's these actual cuts so that the water can go through down the bottom of the car instead of straight into the engine.
All right, so here's the process for actually checking the oil level in the McLaren.
You go ahead and fire it up. All right, then you push this stalk forward, scroll down to information, pull it back, scroll down to oil status, conditions not met, you put your foot on the brake, and then apply throttle, hold it at 2,000 RPMs for 40 seconds. There we go, there's a little countdown for 37 seconds. 3, 2, 1, too low. So we added 6 quarts of oil after doing the oil change. Apparently it requires, what, 6.8?
6.8.
So we're gonna add that now, see how she goes. There we go, that extra 0.8, it's in the green. Car's running a lot smoother with the new oil in it. You can literally tell an audible difference.
So guys, for those of you who have a McLaren and are watching, make sure to use that process relatively often after doing harsh drives. The car does not warn you when the oil is low, and you don't want to run it out of oil, otherwise you could have some seriously bad problems. Thankfully, got new oil in the car, underpinnings buttoned back up, and it's running smooth, no vibrations. As usual, they've got some awesome stuff in the shop. Check out this project that they're working on. So unfortunately at a track day that I was at, they had a Mercy catch fire. And instead of just replacing the engine, they've decided to upgrade the first gen Mercy to an LP640 using a donor car. Check this out, this is the back half
of an LP640. Looks freaking awesome. I'm excited to see. I don't think anyone's ever converted a first gen to a second gen Mercy before.
This thing's pretty cool here. So it's a Performante that's supercharged by VF. And AGX actually developed a water meth kit to deal with high temperature, ignition timing issues, and the car runs a lot better. So they actually installed a water meth injection kit hidden in the engine bay back there. And it actually is running on aftermarket suspension that is infinitely adjustable and customizable as well. I bet this car runs epic. It is so cool to see these cars taken apart. Check out this R8. Getting to see all inside the engine. That is awesome. Check out these brake calipers. These are Bentley Continental Super Sports brakes. Those are huge. A couple of rattles in the heat shield, so getting that tightened up as well. Really cool to see the exhaust tips when they're off the car. It's got this special coating on it so that it doesn't actually burn. It's the same coating as on the wing because this car shoots flames. As you can see, this center section is different than the other side. They're fixing the tiny center console right now, and honestly, it kind of... Tell me the difference, I don't know. Putting the engine cover back on. All right, so Mark, what's going on here?
This is our training mock-up so we can be Mercy experts. We're actually working on the Skunkworks program. This is the 6.5 liter, and I can't tell you what it's going in.
All right.
So,
although
it's not going in.
Mitch already told me.
Oh, really?
All right, guys, the car is buttoned up, all ready to go. Mark's backing it out. Back in the car now, and the rattles are gone. That is a heck of a good feeling.
Pulling up the driveway.
Well, guys, there you have it. AGX saved the day with some new oil and buttoning up the underpinnings, as well as fixing that pesky center console. So I'm super stoked about that. Finally, driving the McLaren around without those rattles. I missed this car, and that little annoyance of, you know, when you're driving a car around and it's rattling all the time, it's not the most pleasurable experience. So I'm finally glad to have this car back in tip-top shape. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.
Thank you.